Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Suprapadam to one and all. On behalf of I Ask Ayush, I, myself Aditya Lakshmi from Government Ayurveda Medical College Nagarkoil, is glad to extend my warm welcome to our respected presenter and all the participants of Siksha Dravikana series to the today's session. Before starting the session, I would like to go through few of the basic instructions to be followed throughout the session. Filling your full name along with roll number is to be displayed as appreciated. For uninterrupted class session, use a laptop or a mobile phone with high-speed internet connection. Please make sure your microphone is always on mute to have a disturbance-free session. In case of any disruption, please check your internet connection firstly, and if the problem is on our side, kindly raise the issue in the chat box. Any question regarding the session can be raised in the chat box, which will be addressed at the end of the session. Participants are not allowed to share the Zoom ID or password if so strictly restricted from the group and will not be allowed in the future class. May the day bring you happiness, new opportunities, and your dreams be realized. This day's session is by Dr. Raju Krishnan MD. Sir is currently working as Associate Professor, Department of Dravyaguna at JS Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, Nadiad, Gujarat, on the topic Art of Identification through Ayurveda and Modern Aspects of Medicinal Plants. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning to all. Hope I am audible. And today is the last section of this my section. So we'll cover the Thalamiflora, that first session. And last class we discussed a few families like Menispermaceae, then Brassicaceae and all. And someone raised one question like Guduchi, whether it can grow in the cold countries or the cold place. So in Menispermaceae, actually the Tinospora cordifolia having great the surviving capacity, so it can grow anywhere. And if we check the flora of the high altitude, like Shimla flora or flora of Hassan, so where the climate is cold and even sometimes in Shimla, like Uttarakhand and all, sometimes snowfall is also there. The mentioning of Guduji we can see in the flora. So it states that it is growing naturally there. And the plant Guduji actually it abundantly or fully grows in the warm climate like tropical region. And it need light rather than the climate, it need light. Sunlight is must. So in that climate, like whether the snowfall or very cold climate, its growth will be stunned. So the fully growth may not be there. When the light comes, again it grows. So already we discussed in that context, Guduji, if we cut and preserve, we can preserve for more than 1 year. So because of that papery thin bark, it prevents the water loss. So the plant can live without light or anything. The stem can survive for months or year, we can say. So that is one information I just want to pass. So we'll continue with the family. So next important family, it is the Caparaceae. So it is also known as Capper family. And we know like the important family, the member like Varuna and many more like Ajagandha, Pashugandha. So that is folklore plants comes in this family. And one more changes happen here, like this was a very big family, and recently one division they made into one more small family, that is Cleomaceae, with around 10 genus. Cleome and some other genus went to the Cleomaceae family. So the family consists of around 33 genera with 700 species. And Capparis is the largest genera in this. The other members like Kadaba, Mirua, then Cleome, Crativa are the important genus in this family. Okay, so Cleomyces is also known as the spider flower. So even the Caparicia and Cleomycia not much differences, but the flower differences was there. That's why they made the differences. So in Caparicia, except Cleome, all flower are having the gynophore that we'll discuss in the coming slide. So here you can see that the flower of Caparicia, and if you look carefully, you can see that many stamens. In that, one green color structure is there. So that is the ovary. So ovary in this family, you can see the ovary in a stalk. So from the floral part, one extra stalk will be there. At the top, ovary will be there. So that we can make out in the fruit also. So it's a family key character. So comes to the family character, it's herbs, shrubs, or trees are there. Then it can be, it's a erect shrub or lianas or climbers. Then leaves are always a simple or palmately compound. The arrangement is alternate. Stipules are present or absent. So that is the one important here. So if stipule present, it will modify to spiny stipules, most of the cases. That commonly we can see in the genus Caparis. So if you take the Caparis genus, most of the times it will be with the leaf beneath, we can see a pair of curved stipules, modified spines will be there. And the flowers are usually bisexual, then regular or irregular. Means actually it is irregular, but looks like regular. And most of the times the petals will fall very easily, caudate we can say. So the sepals will be persistent, so it gives appearance like a regular flower. That's why in flora it is mentioned like a regular or irregular. Flower can be solitary, that is single flower, racemose or cymose. So most of the times in Caparis it will be cymose, and sometimes solitary flower will be there in this family. Then one important character is the sepal as well as the petal. Most of the times, in most of the species, it will be 4 plus 4. So means 4 sepal and 4 petals, that is tetramerous condition. Then it will be free or connate. Connate means it is just attached at the base. Means the individual sepals or petal will be free, and sometimes the lowermost portion will be slightly attached together. That is known as connate. And petals are free and rarely absent. In some species, petals are absent. Stamens, most of the conditions, stamens will be numerous. In some species, we can count like 4, 6. Usually it will be free. And about the ovary, we already discussed one condition, that is gynophore. Other than that, we can say that it is hypogynous. So here we can see that 3 types of ovary. So in this hypogynous, again in flowers as well as the final ovary also. So flower is hypogynous, we will tell, and the ovary is hypogynous. So both are different. So here you can see that in hypogynous ovary, the stamens and the other floral part will be below the calyx, and perigynous stamen and the other floral part in the same. So perigynous, you can see that the same plane it will come. And gynophore means with stalked ovary. And most of the times the fruit a capsule or a berry. So here also you can see that the red color structure. So it takes the ovary away from the floral structure. So that is known as gynophore. It is very prominent. And in this family, either there are 2 conditions, androphore and gynophore. Sometimes both we can see in this family. That is common in the Cleomycia. Gynandrophore means one extra stalk will be there which carry the stamens, and from there one more extra connection will be there for the ovary. So if both present, we call it as gynandrophore. Only one is there, like either stalk for the ovary or stalk for the anther, we call it as gynophore or anthophore. So here it's very clear, you can see that gynophore, the first one, it is gynophore. One stalk will be there, that is the ovary. That green color structure is the ovary with the persistent style and stigma. And right side top, you can see that gynandrophore. So there, if you look closely, you can see that from the floral, one stalk will go, and it ends in stamens. One joint is there stamens is there. Then further it continues to the um, ovary. So two connection will be there. That is gynandrophore. So in this type of fruit, we'll get three joints. One is the pedicel joint, and one for the anther, and another for the ovary. So even schematic representation is there also there for the better understanding. So here, first one, you can see that the stamens are in the floral level only, and only one stalk which connect the ovary, or stalked ovary, we can say, that is gynophore. And the second, you can see that from flower there are two stalk, one for the stamens, that is androphore, and another for the ovary, that is gynophore. So this is an important character. Only we can see in the Caparaceae family, and some more family like Passifloraceae also it is there. But it's a key character for the Caparaceae. It is a compulsory for the family Caparaceae, sorry, the Caparaceae, or the new family Cleomyceae. So here you can see that the and in Cleomyceae, actually, our important are there. So these are the few drugs comes in the Caparaceae, that is Ajagandha, Cleome gynandra. Here the Cleome gynandra or Gynandropsis gynandra. So because of the floral nature, it is known as the Gynandropsis gynandra. That's why it's floral nature. Okay, so here it is Gynandrophore. Then Cleome viscosa as well as Cleome rutidosperma. So this is wild, we can see that. And in Ayurveda also, the first one, Cleome viscosa, is mentioned as Pashugandha. So it's having a, what to say, Tikshna smell, it is there. And also it is proved chemic action is there, earthworm. So it is a safe as well as the effective worm for the worm infection. And also, if you look closely, you can see that the fruit, it looks like the mustard fruit. Already we discussed Brassicaceae. So this is very close to the Brassicaceae. So some feature will be there, even yellow flower, the fruit, even it decays, and inside the fruits are same like mustard. So it is also known as the wild mustard. Okay. So the right side, it is Cleome rutidosperma. It is a fork plant. Also, it is a trailing. So the first one, it is erect, and the second one is trailing. And it's also proved for the Crimigna action. So in fork as well as research activities are done. It is both are like it grows like a weed in the hotter plant part, like a tropical region. This plant is very important, in this family, that is Cadaba fruticosa, also synonym as Cleome fruticosa. Okay, most of the times it is known as Cadaba, so it is a different genus. So it is a plant of Tamil Nadu, so commonly practicing in Tamil Nadu, and also grows in the dry region. So it states that it is using since from 200 years in Siddha medicine. And recently some research activities, like it can be given to the cancer, most of the cancer, like anti-cancers, it works. So its research is still going on, and it is known as Viduthi in Tamil, and also it is mainly indicated for the gonorrhea condition, Venmekam. And it is extensively used in the Tamil Nadu as well as Sri Lanka, and also it is threatened by habit loss. So it grows, it is an endemic plant, we can say. It grows only in certain specific climate only it grows. That's why, due to the habit loss, if any destruction to the habit, the plant will um, lose its habit. So that's why in Sri Lanka, the endangered list of plants of Sri Lanka, it is mentioned as a threatened plant. So here in our sense, like Ayurveda as well as other than Tamil Nadu, it's not commonly used. So only in folk, it's restricted its use. So the plant, it is very interesting. So without flower, the identification is very difficult. So it looks like somewhat Angola. So I didn't put that diagram here. It was there in our college. So we tried to identify it many times. Like most of the times it will confuse. So it is a climber. So leaves looks like Angola most of the times. And when the flower comes, it is very easy. So you can see that the gynophore. So by that nature, we can say that it is a member of Capariaceae. Then our identification will be easy. So because the stipules are absent, leaves are alternate, symbol. Other than that, there is no other character. So all other identification character will be in the floral. And one more plant is there that I not mentioned here, that is Merua. So it is common in Andhra Pradesh as well as some part of Tamil Nadu. So if you type in Google, you can see that Merua oblongifolia. So the one stout root stock will be there. It is also in folk they are that root stock. It is edible. So it is very broad, like 2 feet broad and around 5 feet length. So they used to cut and eat because it is more starch as well as tonic, general tonic it is considered. But its identity was a little confusing, so that's why I didn't include it here. And also it's not there in our Ayurveda. Okay. So in our Ayurveda, in Capariaceae, the important drug is the Varuna, botanically identified as Karativa and Nurvala. So here you can see that the leaves having a similarity with the Bilva Patra. So most of the names, even Varuna, the name is also, it is like the leaves are substituted or used as Bilva for offering to the god. Okay. And in flower, you can see that the petals are somewhat dull white or dull yellowish with a slight fragrant and many stamens. And if you look carefully, you can see that the gynophore. It is considered as auspicious. Leaves are offered to God, and olden times this was made to grow in the temple premises. And it is a famous diuretic. In Ayurveda, Varuna is famous for all the Kaphaja disorder. So mainly for the migraine of Kaphaja, Varunadikvata, it is mainly given for the renal calculi of Kapha origin, then migraine, dysuria, splenomegaly, etc. One amazing thing is like this is an important drug, but Charaka not mentioned in Desimani. So he didn't include in Desimani, but he mentioned the drug and also included in the Tikta Skanda. So group of the drugs with a bitter taste. Susruta as well as Vagbata included as an important ingredient of the Varunadi Gana. So most of the Susruta and Vagbata Gana, the ready medicines are available in our market. Veeratiruvadi, Varunadi, then Aragodadi. So all that group, Susruta and Vagbata groups, ready medicines are available in the market. But Charaka, Desimani group, Desimani medicines are not available, so that we have to prepare. So because the reason is the Charaka Desimani group, it is with one indication. So all the 10 drugs, so it is specific, all the group with the 10 drugs, and all the 10 drugs mainly indicated for one disease. So we can, if we add all the 10 drugs and prepare a combination, it will be that much potent. So then we should, means it is a group he mentioned. So whether all the drugs can be used for that, the main indication. So like Jivaniya, Brahmani, all those things. It's not state that all the 10 drugs should be uniquely we should prepare. So it will be more potent. So we should wisely choose the drug among that, and even single or with minimum drugs we can plan some combination. So this is a very proven drug for the Ashmari, Mutrakurja, and Shirashula, and many other diseases, kapha-related diseases from the Veda time. So the important synonyms: Varuna, the leaves resemble those of Bilva. Then Mahakapita, so this is a synonym of even Bilva also. So here also, because the leaves are very big comparing the Bilwa as well as Kabita. Tikta Shaka, so the branches, leaves, all part, it's having bitter taste. Kumaraka, so that is one important identification character. So here, this is a deciduous tree, and the leaves will fall. All the leaves will fall. Then flower will come. Fully, it will be flower, and later the bud came. The tender leaves, and that tender leaves stay for very long time. So that is one important character we can see in the Varuna. So in other trees, like the tender leaves comes, and within one month maximum, it will turns to again green. So here it is very slow growth of tender leaves. Then Shweta Pushpa, it is dull white flower. Barha Pushpa, the flower looks like peacock tail. That is here you can see that stamens give the appearance like a peacock tail. Then Sedu Vriksha, and it is like it's having expulsive force, so which helps in the Mutrashmari to bring down the stone. Then Marutapa, that is good for the Vata dosha, or balances the Vata dosha. Ashmeryakna, so it states that important in the kidney stone. So comes to the habitat, it found all over India. So it grows in almost all part of India, and especially in the natural growth you can see in the bank of river or streams. Water loving plant it is. So it is a moderate size deciduous tree. Leaves are compound. It is trifoliately compound leaves. The phyllotype seat is alternate. Stipule. Stipule are absent here. So in family character we mentioned, stipules may present or absent. If present, it is spinous. The stipular spines. So here it is absent. Flowers are white in terminal, corymbose, panicle. So panicle means it is branched, and corymbose means the inflorescence with lower pedicel in the the long pedicel in the lower flower, and while going up, the pedicel size will reduce, and altogether it comes almost in the same plane. That is known as corymbose. Then the type of racemose only, racemose inflorescence only. Sepals as well as petals 4, already we discussed in the family character. Stamens are many, ovary one celled on a long gynophore. So here in fruit also you can see that we can make out the presence of gynophore. So the floral part, from floral part, one extra stalk will be there for carrying the fruit. Fruit, it is a woody berry and ovoid shape. It is a very lightweight. Next drug, it is Vyakranaki or Himsra. So this is one among the Khandaka Panchamula. So here also you can see that the gynophore in fruit, it is very prominent. And here the important, it is by the name Vyakranaki and Himsra. So it indicates that the presence of spines. Stipular spines will be there. And it is mainly used as a anti-inflammatory, and also it reduces the pain and inflammation. Mentioned by the Bihratreis, but it is confusing. Most of the times the name as well as a plant, it is confusing. And Susruta placed in this in Kantaka Panchamula, where the other drugs like Gokshura, Shatavari, Kantakari, Himsra, and even Saireka. And Susruta only quoted that Himsra and Ahimsra. So that is Caparis Ceylanica, another one drug, Govindaphala, and also it is a source of drug source in Kottanchukkadi. So in that Kottanchukku Vayampu Karthoti. So that Karthoti, most of the times it is concluded with the drug Caparis Ceylanica. So it grows abundant in the coastal as well as tropical region. It is abundantly grows. Comes to the synonyms. So here the synonym, most of the synonyms states that it is a spinous or about the stipular spines. So Himsra means which causes pain in touch. Giridharanaki, the spine similar to vulture nail. So here because Naka like it is curved. The spines are paired and curved. Tikshna Kantaka, Tikshna Gandha. Even it the plant is also having some citrus smell will be there. The plant even looks like citrus most of the times. The Caparis species looks like a Rutaceae member because the dark green due to the aroma, we can see the glanded dots. Most of the times it will confuse us. But in citrus, there is no stipular spines. So in citrus, most of the times it will be axillary spines. In lemon and all, if you see, the spine will be above the leaves. So that is the one important character to differentiate the Rutaceae as well as the Caparaceae. Vakrashalya, that the curved steins, and Amlaphala, the fruit will be sour. So most of the members like Kairira and all, the fruits are edible. So comes to the habitat, it grows almost all the temperate region in India. So in warm climate, we can, it will grows. And much branched perennial shrub, leaves are simple, elliptic. The shape is elliptic or suborbicular, almost round it is. Stipular spines present, the modified stipular into spines can be seen. Flowers are white in terminal corymbos. And stamens, so here also you can see that the petals will fall very easily, and green color structure, that is the calyx. Stamens are numerous, gynophore present, so that is a stalked ovary. And fruit, a globose berry. So gynophore is the one condition. If it is in flower, we can identify with the presence of gynophore. And if it is in vegetation, you can see the stipular spines for the identification. So next drug, it is Kairira. So this is very important. Most of the times it is used in the Rasashastra department. So in Rasashastra, like for preparing the Navasara. So there they are using the Kairira pilu. It's stem for preparing the Navasara, and also this is the plant which gives cold. And Charaka included in the Phalavarga, and also mentioned in the Yoni Vyapat Chigusa. Okay, so this is identified as Caparis decidua or Caparis ephyla. Ephyla means absence of leaf. Most of the times the plant is without the leaf, or only in young condition. So the tender leaves will come and immediately it will fall off. So actually that is a feature of the plant which grows in the arid, like desert region. So if you take the habitat, you can see that it grows in the most dry regions like Rajasthan, then Thar desert and all. It is very common, this plant. So natural vegetation of this. So without water also it can survive for many time. And fruit, flower is very beautiful, like a red color. So till now we studied the flower with white color, and in Kairira it is somewhat orange red color. And fruit is also dark red color when it ripes, and also used for preparing pickles. So here you can see that only fruits are there. The total leaves are absent in the plant. And presence of prickles, so the spines, you can see that. Then we can make out like it. So here leaves are not there. So the node will be there, leaf node. The fallen leaf node will be there. Below that we can see the sharp spines. So by that we can identify the species. The important synonyms like Kairira, which means the one which pacifies the Vata dosha. Marufudruha means it is common in the desert region. Tikshna Kandaga and Krakara means it is a sharp spines. Guda Patra, that is like very rarely, or if you look closely only, you can see that small leaves, and it will fall off very easily. Apatra, in old branches leaves are absent. Mruduphala, the fruit are very soft. Then the taste, it is Katu Tikta, so slight Tikta, but it is most of the time Katu, and slightly Amla will be there. Grandila means in branches, if you look, you can see that it is going in somewhat zigzag manner, so with many nodes. So it is common in arid region, that is desert, semi-arid, Thar desert, and it is very common. Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, it grows abundant in wild. You can see the growth. And it's a large shrub or a small tree, bark greenish yellow and smooth. Stipular spines are present. Leaves only one young shoot, and very early it will fall off. flowers are pinkish red, solitary or in three. So there is no inflorescence here. Till now we said it is in a corymb. So here either it will be solitary, that is single flower, or a group of three, and fruit a berry that is edible. So in season it will available in the market to prepare pickles and all. So that about the family Capariaceae. Only we skipped to one plant, that is Merua. So it is not so common and also not commonly used in medicinal. Only in folk it is used as a medicine. So next important family, it is the Clusiaceae. It is also the old name, it is Guttiferae. It belongs to the order Malpighiales. And the family includes 13 genera with 750 species. And now again, like this family also shifted to another two family, that is Calophyllaceae as well as Hypericaceae. Because here in this family, most of the drugs having separate key characters. So that is the main reason maybe it is divided into Calophyllaceae and Hypericaceae. Most of the species included in that. So in this family, the important genus we can see that one is the Garcinia, then Calophyllum, Acrocarpus, as well as Mesua. So in our context, Garcinia, that is the source of Vrikshamla, then Amlavedasa, Vrishamla, and Mesua is a source of Nagkesara. So this Calophyllum as well as Acrocarpus is important because most of the times it is considered as a substitute or adulterant for the Mesua. So that's why we discussed these plants here. So it is a common plant seen in the tropical zone, so, and especially in Western Ghat. So most of the plants which grows abundantly in the Western Ghats. So comes to the family key character. Here most of them are trees or shrubs with colored sap. So in most of the species, if you cut, you will get a yellow color sap, especially in the Garcinia species. And leaves usually opposite, simple, entire, and coriaceous most of the times. So some exception will be there. That's why they use the word usually. And E stipulae. Stipulae are absent here. And comes to the inflorescence, it will be axillary or terminal cymes, panicle or fascicle. Fascicle means it's in a bunch. And flowers are bisexual or polygamodioecious. So this is very important. So this is a unique character for certain family. So we studied like monoecious, dioecious and all. So dioecious means the flower, monoecious means the flower, the male as well as female portion present in one plant or in same plant. Okay, in a same flower or in a same plant, a different flower, male and female flower. In Euphorbiaceae, you can see that it is monoecious. So male and female plants, flowers are different, but present in same plant only. And these two will do the pollination. So in Euphorbiaceae, one plant enough for the flowering as well as fruit. But dioecious, most of the times, the male as well as female plants are different. So that's why in certain species like rambutan, then your lavanga and all, we will tell minimum 2 to 3 plants is required. But because we don't know which one is male and which one is female. So male and female plant is different. So according to that, we should plant. This polygamodioecious means in same plant, the male as well as female flowers will be there, but they never do the pollination. Okay, so like you may be knowing the Jadiphala, even the Garcinia indica, Garcinia gammicutta. So Vrikshamla, Amlavedasa, all those things. Even in wild also, even the one plant is fruited. If you look closely nearby, you can see that many plants will be there. So that is one important character. Polygamodioecious means in plants, male as well as female plants, the portion, the female flower will be there present, but they never do the pollination from the same plant. So they will do the pollination from the different plants. So for this condition, so if suppose we are planting, minimum 4 to 5 plants we should keep. Then only we'll get the fruit. Otherwise, the 1 or 2 plants if we keep means it will always flower, then the flower will fall off. And the flower will be regular, sepals 4 to 5. Already we discussed 4 to 5 sepals will be there. Caducous means sepals persistent and the petals are caducous means sometimes it will fall off. Petals 4 to 5, rarely more or absent, sometimes absent, and it is free. The petals are free. Stamens usually mini, and filaments are free. Okay, same like the Capariaceae. So the nearby family shows some same characters. Then staminodes usually present in the male flower. Staminodes means sterile stamens is known as staminodes. Ovary will be superior, 1 to many celled. Fruit a berry or capsule. So these are the few important drugs in this family, that is Garcinia gummigutta or Garcinia cambogia, that is old name. It is so in this family many drugs it is endemic, so for one place. So this species is common in the Western Ghat as well as especially in the south. So Kerala, Tamil Nadu, so you can see this variety. If you try to plant in other places like in Karnataka or in other plant in North India, it never come up. So even if it grows, also never gives flower as well as fruit. So it is very sensitive, and also we can say that endemic. So a particular region, even the climate, soil, all it's needed for its proper growth. So here you can see the ridges. It is even dried fruit also, you can see that it is important culinary dishes, and also once it was used as a anti-obesity drug for the anti-obesity. Now also, like most of the times people prefer this instead of tamarind. So this is we can say that a substitute for tamarind, because tamarind most of the times it causes acidity. So for that we are using this species Garcinia gummigutta in the dried form. This is not having much sour. If you dried and kept like this, the sour will be very less. So it is safe to use to prevent the gastritis, and also it gives taste to the different taste to the curry. And it is more commonly used in the India as well as even some other species are there, Pedangulata, even Garcinia indica, that is also found to be used more in the Sri Lanka, even Assam. So Assam, they used to prepare some dishes out of this, and also used to add in the fish curries and all. And this Garcinia gummigutta, even in 2012, one research article came with its effect on obesity, and it was extensively using. So it was extensively cultivating, and it was a huge demand in the market. And there they were using the extract of the fruit. And later one article or some research project, they states that using excess quantity of the Garcinia gummigutta in this actually hydroxycitric acid. So it is a derivative of citric acid which causes nausea and even gastritis, even if you use excess. And also it's not having any relevant action on the obesity. So one research came, but still now also, like many products out of Garcinia cambogia, you can see in Himalaya and all, like claim that it is good for obesity. But if you check in the internet, you can see that now it is totally like banned. So for using the obesity treatment, and maybe the single drug combination. So only Garcinia gummigutta or Cambogia using for the obesity, it is not in popular now, but the compound formulations are there. This is one variety of Shamla. Then another one, it is Garcinia indica. It's popularly known as kokum. So even its drink is also there. It's a natural dye, we can say. It's a red color. So even the rind. So in both cases, only the rind is edible and sour in taste. And the seed, it is madhurasa, sweet, as well as inside one yellow color gum-like substance is there. So if you chew the seeds, our teeth will turn yellow color. So while chewing, we should swallow. So don't bite the seed in both the gummy gutta as well as indica. So more or less the action as well as the taste and indication is same in Garcinia gummy gutta as well as indica. As we mentioned, the Garcinia gummy gutta, it is endemic to the south, especially Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And this Garcinia indica, it is endemic to the Karnataka as well as Goa. That is the other part of Western Ghat. So it is wildly grows. It's a small tree with dark red color. Even inside the pulp in the sense the fruit rind, also red color. Freshly, if we squeeze, we'll get a red color. And also most of the times the rind they will collect and dry, and people used to soak overnight in warm water, and next day they used to add sugar or salt and take. It is an excellent drug for the pitta vikaras. So usually we'll tell amla, it increases the pitta. So here it is pitta hara, pitta as well as kapha hara, and it is an excellent medicine for the migraine. So in pitta prakopa, so in summer they used to drink the kokum juice. It is abundantly available in the Konkan belt, Garcinia indica. And one more variety it is there. So this is exception to the Garcinia. So the other two species, the Garcinia indica, even Garcinia gummigutta, there are many other species, Garcinia pedungulata. So in all that species, the leaves as well as the leaves as well as the branches having sour taste. But here in Garcinia xanthocymus, it is also known as false mangosteen. The leaves are not having sour taste, and also you can see the appearance. So the leaves never looks like a Garcinia, and the family, one key character, one field identification character is there, like the branches will be in right angle. So in every nodes it will grows in right angle. And that is one identification. And in Garcinia indica, the branches will droop at the end. The branches will be droop. That is one field character. Most of the times we can see in old tree and all. But in Garcinia xanthocymus, the leaves are drooping, and it is not having the shape. But once the fruit comes, it is having sour taste, and inside it is one seeded. And we can differentiate from gummigutta and indica by the color and the shape of the fruit. So here it is slightly big. And why it is known as false mangosteen means even mangosteen also looks like the same fruit. So there it is somewhat magenta red color. And one specialty of mangosteen, mangosteen, it is a edible in fruits it comes. There the rind is not sour, only the pulp inside the seed pulp is sweet, slight sour in taste, and other than that, it's not having any sour taste in the rind. So here in all these three varieties, the rind is using most of the times. Rind is sour and used as medicinal. So next genus, that is the Calophyllum. In that there are two species, the Calophyllum inophyllum and Calophyllum epetalum. There are two species. So here you can see that the leaves are, one is broader and bigger, and the other one it is smaller. Epetalum, it is smaller. So in Ayurveda, it is named as Punnaga and Surapunnaga. So Punnaga is the bigger variety, and Surapunnaga is the smaller variety. So here the fruit will be round and in a panicle. Most of the times the flower of the Calophyllum inophyllum and Calophyllum epetalum and one more species are there will be adulterated with the flower of Nagakesara. That's why we should know it is also common in the dry climate. And here the identification, you can see that the leaves are glabrous and coriaceous, very much coriaceous, oblong. It is oblong, and the nerves are faintly marked. So it is a same like monocot features will be there, and shining leaves are there. The third variety, it is the Ochrocarpus longifolius. It is same like the Punnaga and Surapunnaga only, but the leaf shape and size, and also one more important character, you can see that the petiole is very small comparing the Punnaga and Surapunnaga. The petiole, it is subsessile, we can say. It is very small. It is attached to the branch, and all other character will be same, like you can see that the veins are faint, only midrib is visible, and the leaves are thick, coriaceous, then glabrous. Flowers also more or less same in all these three. So most of the times it gives confusion with the flower of Nagkesara. So it's an important drug. So it is known as the cobra saffron. So most of the times it is substituted or adulterated with the original source of Nagkesara. And also previously, olden times, this was adulterating with the saffron. When a study was there, it was known as Lal Nagkesar. So because red color Nagkesar, so they will do some technique like to color it red color and use to adulterate with the saffron. Now, like, it is not so common because saffron is familiar to everyone, even the structure. It is 3 Kesara, and here in Nagkesara we are using the Pumkesara, and Andrecium we are using, there we are using the Gynoecium. That's why it is more costly than the Nagkesara. First we will see the Nagkesara. It is the national tree of Sri Lanka, one among Chaturjataka, we know, Trijataka and Chaturjataka, which is good for Shasakas and respiratory disorders. And also it is used to add in most of the medicine as a Prakshepak Dravya. So if you take the Arishtasava or Lehya preparation, finally for giving the smell, taste, and also act as a preservating agent. So we used to add the Prakshepak Dravya. In that Chaturjataka, even Ela, Maricha, all those things are main content. Even it is a very old drug mentioned, even we can trace the history in the Vedic period also. And Charaka not included in any Vargas, but he mentioned as an ingredient in the Kanakarishta. Okay, Charaka Chilsa 9th chapter. So here you can see that the flower, it is 4 petals, that is the white color with the yellow colored stamen. Now we'll see the controversy which is available. First one is Mesivafera, that is the original source, also known as Naga Champaka. And the second one, it is the Padma Kesara, that is Ochrocarpus longifolia, also known as Lal Nagkesara. That is the trade name. Mostly sell in the Gujarat as well as Mumbai markets. The buds, the immature buds they are using. So here you can see that. And last class, like we discussed, one more adulterant of Nagkesara, that is Delania pentagina or Delania indica. So that is the variety which is commonly practiced or available in the South India, that is Malabar Nagkesara. And one more adulterant you can see in the Nagkesara, that is the Cinnamomum tamala patra or Cinnamomum xylanica, your tok. So any cinnamomum species, the unripe fruit also sold as Karu Nagkesara. So it's an inferior variety and it is a typical adulterant. So there you can easily identify by the, if you chew that, it gives some sliminess, some snigdhata will be there in that, and also that smell we can trace. Even in dry condition also we can trace the smell. So most of the times the Mesivafera and Padma Kesara, that Ochrocarpus longifolius should be added. And other adulterant we can easily trace. Delania pentagina also easily we can trace by the that is also persistent calyx. 4 to 5 calyx will be there. And Ochrocarpus also we can trace by the, in Ochrocarpus petals will be absent, and we can in Ochrocarpus we will tell how to identify the flower. Okay, so now, like most of the times in market, in right side last, you can see that that is the original source, that is the Mesivafera Nagapushpa. So instead of stamen, now most of the pharmacy, they used to sell the flower itself, dried flower itself. So that is actually good because we can identify the species. If only stamens means it is easy for add the many other stamens also, the which one is available. And sometimes the Kauropita, Nagalingi, even its stamen also found to be added in some cases. So in market, there are many adulteration. So only few we knows. So most of the times, sometimes entirely new specimen will come. So we should be very careful while identifying the raw drug. So it is the most important and also most difficult area, identifying the raw drug. So Nakesara, in most of the times we are getting like this. So there, by seeing the persistent calyx. So in Nakesara, the original source Mesosphaera, there are 4 calyx, and persistent calyx will be there. Corolla, most of the times it will fall off. If persist also, we can see that a wavy margin will be there. So here you can see that calyx 4 will be there, and 2 plus 2. So outer calyx and inner calyx will be there. The inner pair will be longer and orbicular, round will be there, and piberless, so slightly hairy. If you look in microscope or with magnifier, we can see that slight hair, white color will be there in the Nakesara, and that will be persistent. Okay, and also most of the times we can see that it will be forward bending, means it will cover the flower, and while flower comes, it is in bend inwards, we can say. But in case of Acrocarpus and Calophyllum Inophyllum, the calyx most of the times in bud condition, it will be closed the entire flower, and once the flower bloom, it will burst open and reflexed. Reflexed means bend backwards. So here you can see that there is different species in it is Arca flower. So in Arca, the flower, when the flower bloom, the calyx will bend backwards. So same character you can see in the Acrocarpus and Calophyllum. So suppose the flower, if they are adding, we can differentiate from the mesoflower. And mesoflower also comparatively like big in size. This Acrocarpus as well as Calophyllum flower, the size will be less, and the number of stamens. So in all the 3, the number of stamens will be indefinite, but as per the number. So in all the species, we cannot count the stamens, but the percentage of stamens will be more in the Mesosphaera. So in flower, in photo also you have seen that bunch of stamens will be there in the Mesosphaera, and the comparatively it will be less in the Acrocarpus and Calophyllum. So see, if we are getting only the stamens, it is very difficult. So we have to go for the microscopic character to confirm the stamens. So these are the few synonyms of Nakesara. Kesara, where the stamens are medicinally property and used. And Champeya means it common near the Chamba river, that is Andhra Pradesh. Deva Vallabha, it is auspicious and offered to the goddess. Hema Pushpa and Kanchana Hoya, which means that the stamens are golden yellow color, and all the synonyms of gold we can correlate. Ahipushpa means the stamens are curved, little bit curved, and looks like the snake's tongue. And Nagapushpa, so because of that reason only, the stamens gives appearance of the hood of snake. Next, the habitat. It is commonly found in the forest of Eastern Himalayas, Bengal, Assam, Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. So in south, especially in the tropical climate, it grows very well, and some area it is very sensitive. So if you try to grow, it never grows. It's a native tree of tropical Sri Lanka. Okay, so a lofty tree. Lofty tree means it is a large tree and very showy. The leaves are simple, opposite, elliptic oblong the shape, and acuminate and glaucous beneath. So this is one important character for the field identification. So if leaf beneath with white color, it is a trichomes. So wax like one trichomes, it is glaucous, we'll tell. So if this nature is there, straight away we can say that it is Nakesara. Flowers white with numerous golden yellow colored stamens. The fruit woody capsule, So in fruit also you can see that the persistent calyx as well as the persistent stamens in fruit. So that is also one form of identification in the fruit, but fruit never used as a medicine, and also it is a woody, very hard capsule. Inside 1 to 4 flattened seeds will be there, but in Ochrocarpus fruit and all, like it will be 1 or 2 seeds will be there, and persistent calyx may not be there. And most of the times Ochrocarpus, then Calophyllum epitalum, Calophylla inophilum and all, the fruit will be circular without this beak. So these are the, this is another important drug, that is Amlavedasa, that is Garcinia pedunculata. So it is mentioned under Phalavarga. Then Hridya Deepaniya, Swasahara Gana, and API Garcinia pedunculata is the actual source. That's why in Amlavedasa actually there are many controversy most of the times, like many drugs comes in here. So we should, in Ayurveda, we are following the standard of API or AFI. So in that they mentioned the Garcinia pedunculata at the original source. Also use the Rheum MOD, also known as rhubarb. So chukra can be used as a substitute, but that is a Himalayan plant. So these are the important synonyms like Shatavedi, Sahasravedi. Even one more important synonym is there, Sujidravi. So means if he kept the needle in the Amlavedasa juice, so it will melt within few days. That's why it is claimed to have the action in the obesity. Shatavedi and Sahasravedi is also same, means it will penetrate due to its tikshna. It will penetrate all over the body and melt all the unimportant fat or the body tissues. Vedani, then Shaka Amla and Amla. So synonym states that it is Tikshna, and all the part, especially the branches, leaves, and even the fruit, it is Amla in Rasa, and Vedana action will be there. So this is extensively available and grows as well as used in the Assam region. So there they mentioned it as Sukan Tekera. So it's a dry fruit available in the market. They used to prepare some dishes out of this. So it is endemic to southeastern region of Asia. Then Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, you can see that it is endemic. There only it grows. So here in South India, very rarely we can see that, or else we should cultivate. In cultivating, the problem is flower as well as fruit may not be there. It's very difficult, very sensitive, the plants of this family, except the Nagkesara. A medium-sized tree, leaves are simple, opposite, lanceolate with a prominent midrib. Then male flower, light green in lax panicle, and female flower, solitary. So in flowering, we can differentiate. If it is solitary flower, then it is female flower, and panicle or a group of flower, it is male flower. Fruit, a berry, globular with yellow exudate. So if you cut the fruit, most of the fruit will give yellow latex. Next, the Vrikshamla. So again, this is also controversial drug. Most of the times it is accepted as the Garcinia indica. One more drug by Thakur Balawan Singh included that Tindidika. So it's a different tree, that is Ras parviflora of Anacardiaceae, can also be correlated with the Vrikshamla. So it is Brihatamla according to Chakrapani. So here also the synonyms like Amlapura, Phalamla, Raktapuraka, Sreshtamla, or which states that the fruit it is sour in taste. This is common in Western Ghat of India, that is indigenous, Andaman and Nicobar Island. So only this area it grows. It is very sensitive. A slender tree with drooping branches. Leaves are simple, opposite. Same family character will be there. Leaves are simple, opposite, elliptic, ovate or elliptic, lanceolate, glabrous, leathery. Even the these two species with sour taste. Even in leaves also sour taste will be there. Flower, polygamous. So already we discussed polygamous means male and female flower will be in same plant, but for pollination, it need another plant. So minimum 2-3 plants should be there nearby, or the pollination. So the flies will go to the different plants and come back, then also fine. Sometimes like only one single tree will be there, gives fruit and flower. And then if we look nearby, so in short distance, we can find another few plants. So that is the reason it gives fruit. Female flower sessile or subsessile. Then fruit, a berry. Globose, dark purple when ripe. Seeds, 5 to 8 seeds will be there. So that's about the family Capariaceae. And the last family we'll discuss about the Malvaceae. We know it is a very important family with the important drug Sida, your Bala. And there are many other plants like Gossypium, the Carpasa, Thespesia, Abelmoustes, hibiscus. So in hibiscus also there are many drugs like Japa, we know, and hibiscus furcatus, Ambashtaka, then hibiscus, the sore lady's finger is there. So many folk as well as medicinal plants are available in this family, Malvaceae. Mallow family will sell, Malvaceae or Mallow. So around 244 genera with approx 4,200 known species. So largest genera is hibiscus with 300 species and Sida with 200 species. So in Sida only we are using only around hardly some 5 or 6 varieties. So there are 200 species in and around the world. So in hibiscus, actually, one thing if you notice, many of the times we won't get the fruit. Okay, so in ovary, after ovary, once the ovary mature and it will abort. So because the reason is like most of the times hibiscus we are propagating vegetative propagation mainly through the cuttings. So it easily comes if you keep one small cuttings from that the new plant will come. So previously it states that like a long back the hibiscus was with fruit. Even I have seen the capsule of hibiscus. Very rarely we can see that. So that photo was there with me. So somehow I missed that. So with 1 or 2 seeds, but nowhere, no one is using hibiscus seed for its vegetative propagation. So slowly it vanished. That when the fruit production is vanished. So in many plants you can see that seedless plants, that is hybrid variety. So even in hibiscus also many hybrid variety comes without seed. Okay, and comes to the family key character, it is annual or perennial herbs, shrubs or trees, and stem usually fibrous with mucilaginous sap, and whichever I marked with yellow color, that is the family key character. If you know that things, we can easily identify the family. Mucilaginous sap, so most of the cases, if we try to remove the external cover, then it will be sliminess nature will be there, that is mucilaginous. Often presence of stellate hair, so that we cannot see with the naked eye. So with magnifier you can make out that star shaped hairs. So this that is not a unique feature of the family Malvaceae. Even in Tiliaceae as well as Terpulaceae also you can see the stellate hair. So that is nearby family of Malvaceae, Malvales. So in the group Malvales, the leaves are simple, alternate, then petiolate, entire to variously lobed. So sometimes lobed and very much serrated. So if you take any member of the Malvaceae, the leaves will be serrated and variously lobed. Stipulate, stipules are present. So usually while studying the stipules, we used to the symbols lateral stipule, it is the hibiscus. Okay. Another important character, it is the flower is regular and pentamerous. 5 petals, 5 sepals will be there. Then bisexual flowers, male as well as female parts will be there in same flower. And regular means we can see that we can cut into 4 equal halves. Just remember the flower hibiscus or the plant hibiscus. You can easily identify the other members in this family. And one important character that is only for the hibiscus, epicalyx, the presence of epicalyx. So here in the bottom, you can see that so it is an involucre of bract. So we know the bract is the first things coming in flower. The bract will be the first. above the bract, calyx will be there, then corolla. It is going like that. So here the bract is modified to a small leaf-like structure, or means a narrow-like structure, and it covers the entire stem. We'll call it as involucre of bract. It is known as epicalyx. So it is an identification character of hibiscus. If you take any species of hibiscus, this involucre of bract will be there. That is epicalyx. And one more important thing we should remember: epicalyx is absent in Sida species. Then one more important character in the family, that is the monadelphus. So monadelphus means here you can see the hibiscus flower. If you look closely, you can see that that pink colored structure, that is the staminal tube, stamen tube, and united to form a tube-like structure, and all in one, like stamens are arranged in a one bundle. So that is known as monadelphus. In some cases, like especially in Papilionaceae. In Papilionaceae, you can see that 9 plus 1 stamen, 9 stamen in one bundle, and one extra stamen will be there. We'll call it as diadelphus, 2 diadelphus, triadelphus. Sometimes in some flower, 5 stamens in 3 pairs, then we call it as triadelphus. So here it is monadelphus. So these are the few important character. Other than that, one more character is there that you can see in the hibiscus as well as the Sida. So if you look, you can see that one flower will be there most of the times in Bala as well as hibiscus. Only one flower will be there, and the pedicel, that connection will be very long. And next time you just see that there one small joint will be there. So means after epicalyx, below that one small joint will be there. So it states that it's a inflorescence with only one flower, and that too the flower at the top portion, the terminal portion. So that is known as, so if we studied like there are two types of inflorescence, one is cymose and the other one is racemose. Racemose with growing tip and cymose with a definite growth. Means in cymose, if you take the cymose like a jasmine flower, the central portion with the older flower and lateral with the younger flower. So same here also, at the topmost portion only one flower it is attached, so we call it as solitary cymose. So it is a important character of the Malvaceae. In most of the Malvaceae you can see that the solitary cyme, but nowhere it is mentioned like that. So most of the times it will mention as a solitary flower. It is not wrong also, but if you look closely, this character you can see. So the important drugs like Baladoya. So in the term Baladoya, we used to consider the two drugs, that is the Bala as well as Atibala, Sida cordifoli and Abutilon indicum. And here the official part is the root. Always we'll tell Bala Mula. But nowadays in market, you can see that the traders, the market people, they made it as Bala Panjanga. So here in our pharmacy also, most of the times we are getting only Bala Panjanga. But we didn't insist, because that is one form of which will helps in identification. So sometimes we don't know what root, how they are adding, and also this will be chopped, and very easily we can make out by seeing the fibrous, hard fibrous, and in stem that one rough nature will be there. So we can differentiate, and most of the times flower, fruit, then leaves will be there, which help for the identification. And Bala and Adibala, most of the times it is used as a substitute. So in the absence of Bala, we can use Adibala. There are references. And here in North India, most of the times Bala, the Sida cordifoli or Sida species, very rarely we will get. Most of the times they are using the preparation with the Abutilon indicum, the Adibala. So same in some drugs we can see that. In North India, Shankapushpi, it is using the original source, that is Convolvulus pyrrhicalis. But in South India, it is not available. Most of the times we are substituting with the Aparajita and Bela and Brahmi and Mandukaparni. Sometimes it is substituted. It is a non-substitute, we can say. So in Vedic literature, its description is available as like Rasayana, Vishakna, Balya, etc. It's a best immunomodulator drug. So these are the varieties of Bela commonly we practiced, like in Ayurveda classics. These are the 4 Bela. Bela Chadushtaya, it is there. Even we add one more, that is Shveda Bela. Sida spinosa, it is considered as rare. Sida cordifolia, Abutilon indicum, that is Adibella. Nagabella, it is Sida veronicifolia or Sida cordata. Mahabella, it is Sida rhombifolia. These are the non-species. Comes to the bella, that is Sida cordifolia, we know. So one important thing, like always we'll write and we write the Sida cordifolia in all aspects. The bella terms comes, we use the word Sida cordifolia, but most of the times we are not using the genuine drug. Maybe due to the lack of identification, and the collectors, those who are they are having only mild knowledge, like they will check the flower and some only that mucilaginous, then they will remove. So most of the times in practice in South, I have seen that the Sida acuta or Sida retusa is commonly practicing in the South Indian, especially in Kerala, and in North India, most of the times the Sida and rhombifolia as well as the Abutilon indicum is commonly used. And the availability, if you take the availability of Sida cordifolia, it is abundant even in coastal belt. It is very common, and especially in Tamil Nadu and all, if you go Kanyakumari, the coastal, it is full of Sida cordifolia, the original species. No one is touching. So because it says that lack of identification, and most of the times the one which is available, commonly available, that is acuta and the retusa, that they are collecting. Okay, Charaka included in Balya, Brahmaniya, Prajastavana, and Madhuraskanda. These are the important synonyms. Bella, which provides strength. Then Vatyalaka, used as a broom. So here you can see that it is a bunch, the plant. And if you remove, it is very stout. And most of the time you can see that after the leaf falls, the many small, minute, fibrous branch will be there. So which help for cleaning the dust. That's used as a broom. Vatya means strong fiber, especially the root. P, the pushpi, the yellow colored flower. And one more important character, that is a field character. You can see that in Bala and Adibala. So Bala usually bloom in the morning time and close or fade in the afternoon. And after the Bala, the Sida species flower fade, the Abutilon flower will bloom. So usually after 2 o'clock, the Abutilon flower will bloom. So that is also one identification character, in field identification character, we can say. Then Pita Pushpi Bhadrodini, the seeds looks like cereals. So here you can see that it looks like a cereal, Dhanya. That's why it is known as Odana Hoya and Bhadrodini. Comes to the habitat, a pan-tropical weed found throughout tropics. So everywhere it is common, chiefly in the Coromandel, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, as well as Kerala. It's a erect bushy plants, densely pubescent all over. Then leaves are simple, alternate, orbicular to ovate, margin it is serrate, crenate, and it will be pubescent all over. That is one important character. And the flower pale yellow, solitary or flea flowered in axil. So there, here also, if you look closely, you can see that the solitary cyme nature will be there. Calyx gamosepalous, so means that is united calyx will be there, and calyx will be more prominent. Petals will fall off, and the calyx will support the fruit. So as such, the fruit is not having a connection. So if it is placed in the calyx, cup-like calyx in the and the ovary 10 will be there, and in each compartment we can say. So here you can see that it is arranged in a rows with the two horn. It is known as anvin. So that structure, two horn like structure, it is a unique feature of the Sida species. And Schizocarp like seed. Schizocarp, it is a type of capsule where the seeds are arranged in each mericarp. So here as such there is no mericarp. That's why it is mentioned like a Schizocarp like. So Schizocarp, the best example is the Adibella. We will discuss in the next slide. So Adibella, the fruit is arranged in a circular manner, and there are also around 14 ovules are there in each compartment. And here it is arranged in a circular fashion, one by one. So that's why it is known as Schizocarp like with the two horn. That anvin, it is a unique character for the sida, and if it is in fruiting, we can easily differentiate or easily identify the sida. Next, the Adibala, that is Abutilon indicum. So reference is available in the old text. Then Charaka described this among Belia group. And Adibala, the term here also, because it is like the same action like Bella, and also the plant is a shrub actually. So here, the Bella, that is Sida species, it is a undershrub, we can say. So here it is a shrub. Also, extensively mentioned the Nigundu on the Bella Chadushtaya, Bella Adibala, Nagabala, and Mahabala already we discussed. These are the few important synonyms. Adibala, Adishayidam, Balamasya, then Rishyaprokta grows wildly. Kankatika, it's an important synonym. The fruit resembles a comb. Rishyagandha and Urshya, it is aphrodisiac, Pita Pushpika and Varsha Pushpika during the flowering during the rainy season. So this is also like wildly disturbed throughout the tropics as well as subtropics of both hemisphere in India. So here, this plant we can see in almost all the vegetation. So it grows abundantly without much care. It's a common weed of roadside. Nowhere like it's cultivated. Even Bella also, cultivation of Bella, it is very difficult. So what they will do means they will collect the seed and throw it in the roadside for collecting after the rainy season. So it's a soft pubescent shrub. Leaves are simple, alternate, broadly ovate. So very big size the leaf. Cordate at base. Margin it is crenate. Crenate means slightly serrated. The flowers are yellow, axillary and solitary. So here also solitary, cymose you can see. And fruit it is schizocarp. So here you can see that globose. So it is circular. And 14 to 20 mericarps are there. Mericarps means one compartment. So in that 2 to 3 seeds will be there. Seeds ovoid or suborbicular. So it's a unique, schizocarp is a unique feature of the Adibala. So the third variety is the Nagabella. So this here the leaves are cordate. Don't confuse like with the cordifolia. So Sida veronicifolia having a synonym like a Sida cordata, not cordifolia, cordata. So here also the leaves are cordate, ovate with cordate base. But here one important thing, it is like a trailing. So most of the times it is a creeping. And the leaves you can see that it is hispid hair will be there. There in Sida cordifolia, the leaves are very soft. White hair will be there in the whole plant. Here it is hairy, but it is hispid, so a rough nature will be there. And again all other features like yellow flower, then fruit it is schizocarp like enclosed in the calyx. Seed it is brownish, and the presence of anvin is compulsory. And the fourth one, it is Sida rhombifolia. So here the identification with the rhomboid leaf, rhomboid shaped leaf. So also we can say that elliptic, the middle portion will be broader comparing the apex and base. So here also over it is 10 celled and would be pubescent, means slightly hairs will be there with the yellow flower. And the fifth variety, that is the Shvetabella, that is Spida spinosa. It is very rare. So most of the times. So here identification is quite easy by the seed. Seed will be black. The other seeds will be somewhat gray or brownish. Here it will be black color with the 2 anvils. Even the size of anvils, that means the 2 horns, it is compulsory for all the Sida species. But the size, shape, everything it is important. And leaves also sometimes very narrow with a serrate margin. Ovary, here only 5 ovary cells will be there, 5 seeds in a fruit. And the flower will be dull white, you can say. That's why it is known as Shvetabella. And spinosa as such, there is no spine in this species, but the leaf base, that stipule, after the stipule fall off, that area, if you touch, it gives a spiny appearance. That's why it is known as Sida spinosa. Even in other species also, it looks like a spinish appearance. So this is Sida acuta. Most of the times in market, we are getting this species. So here you can see that the acute tip, the leaves with the acute tip and the yellow flower will be there. All other character will be same. So this is Sida retusa, also known as Sida rhombifolia, subspecies retusa. You can see that the apex it is truncate. So as such it is cut, looks like cut, and bluish stem. So this is most commonly practiced in the Kerala. It is known as blue variety of Bella. So see this plant, it looks like same like Bella, from the same Malvaceae family only. So in first look, it is very difficult to say that it is not Bella. So it gives even the yellow flower, the flowers look same, the leaves also somewhat similar, but this is an adulterant of Bella, that is Malvestrum coromanthilicum. So identification confirmation is through the seeds. So sida fruits will be like this with the two spine-like structure in the seed we mentioned. So here in Malvestrum, the fruit will be without anvil. So that is in fruiting we can identify even other character, flowers, the stamen, all those character also gives the idea about its adulteration. So this most of the times we will get in the market because it is the unintentional adulteration, because the people, those who are collecting, they don't know this family character and all. So they will collect by seeing the morphology. So they will think that it is Bella, and they will, for their confirmation, yellow flower is there means they will confirm that it is Bella. By that, this also will get usually adulterated. Even the root is also not fibrous in the Malvestrum fruit, Malvestrum species, but in microscopy easily we can differentiate. So these are the other plants used to collect or add as an adulterant or substitute in Bella, that is Urina lobata. So same family Malvaceae only. So here the flower color is different, and the flower, it is a miniature of hibiscus flower. Then Triumphata rhomboidea of Tiliaceae. So this is also morphologically look like Bella. So most of the times it is adulterated with the Bella. Then Valtteri indica. So most of the times no one will say that it is not Bella. So that much similarity. You can see that in field it looks like very much morphological close with the Sida species. But if you look closely, you can see that it is small flower and the fruit is also entirely different. This is from the family Sterculiaceae, Valtteri indica. It is a weed, grows in the paddy field and all. Then Melokia corcorifolia, only few I have mentioned here. So many plants in the Tiliaceae as well as the Sterculiaceae looks very much similar to that of the Bella species. So the other drug in this family, that is the Carpasa, Gossypium herbaceum. So it is a known drug, Carpasa astiadi thaila. So and Carpasa asti means the seed of Carpasa is used in all Vada Vikaras, especially Avabahuka, frozen shoulder, and Vishwaji also it is used. So it is in common practice. And also Carpasa thaila is edible in some states, especially in Gujarat. It's they are using it as edible, maybe because of the climate. It is dry as well as cold climate. So to prevent the other disorder, they are using it as edible. So in that there are two varieties, Vanacarpasa and Carpasa. Tespecia lampus is the second variety. So the synonym states that the it is a source of cloth, because the cotton, we are mainly depending on the cotton, and it is extensively cultivated in the dry state, Marudhava. Then fruit looks like Badara fruit. It is somewhat round. And here one identification character is the presence of bract. So here you can see that 3 bract will be there. It is very prominent. So that is one key character of this family, unique character of this family. Then Tula, the hair-like appendages which has woven into the clothes. Grows throughout India, also cultivated for cotton in some area. So in this, actually there are 2 varieties, herbaceous and one more variety. Herbaceous means it will be stout growth, and most of the times that will used as a cultivation, used in cultivation. So identification character, only 2 character. One is the bract, the prominent 3 bract will be there, that is serrated bract will be there, with and the seed with white appressed fibers. Next to the Parisha. So this is also less studied and not commonly used in medicine, but it is one of the ingredient of Panchakshiri Vriksha according to Bhava Misra. So it is a controversy, like in Panchakshiri Vrikshas. So there they mentioned the Thespesia populina parisha as the fifth one. Then one question arises, how we can include this in Panchakshiri Vriksha, because the Malvaceae, there is no mentioning of latex. So Panchakshiri means it should be with latex. So here, if you break the the fruit, so you will get the yellow color crayon like latex will be there. And that's why it is included there, and very much effective in the skin diseases and anti-inflammatory properties. Okay. So it is having Kamandalu shape. Then Kapi, then it gives shelter to the monkeys. In coastal belt, it grows abundant, and the cultivation is very easy. And here one specialty is the fruit. It is a capsule. It is a compressed capsule with yellow latex and dry indehiscence. If it dry also, it never open. So usually the capsule, it is dry dehiscent. Here it is indehiscent. And the last drug, it is Lata Kasturi. That is Abelmostus mustachus. So we know like muscadana, it is known as muscadana. It is a very important drug, and even commonly used as a vegetable. So especially the leaves as well as fruit also used. Fruit most commonly like very difficult to make vegetable, because stinging hairs will be there, irritating hairs will be there in that. So we should clean that very carefully with a paper or something. Then it is edible. It is very tasty and having many action. The synonyms like Gandhapura and Kasturi Latika. So identification of this plant is very easy. So if you see, you can see that 5 lobes will be there. Usually it is 5 lobes, means 3 to 7 lobes are there. But usually we'll get 5 lobes. Most of the times 5 lobes will be there. In that, you can see that it is exact star shape. And last 2 will be like that is known as hair state. Hair state leaf, the presence of the hair state at the base is the important character for the identification. In other, if you take, you can see that 9 lobes will be there, 3 to 9 lobes will be there, and also in some species this much lobes will not be there. So because in hibiscus many varieties are there, many wild species as well as your lady's finger are from the genus Hibiscus. So identification is quite difficult. So the fruit is very small, and the all other character will be same. Epicalyx will be there, and the presence of hair state base is the one identification character. And last, seed with musk center. So today we are winding up. So many things we left, like a few. These are the few important families, and many families which I didn't touch, like Floccoraceae, Portulaceae, Dipterocarpaceae, because there are not much drugs in that. And Bombycaceae, Sterculaceae, and Tiliaceae. So till here, like Tiliaceae, it comes under the Thalamiflorae. That is one session. So same like we have Disciflorae, then Caliciflorae, then one more big section, that is the we are discussing about the polypetalae, then gamma petalae group is there. Okay, so together it will be a big session. Thank you. If you have any query, you can send to the IASK.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm so privileged to thank you for presenting the headings with some clarity. It was a refined, sir. I think all the viewers are very clear with it. We have only one query. If you can, if you have
Yes,
time. Yes, sir. Only one question is there. It is related to Guduchi. She has asked whether this, how should we grow Guduchi? Is there other any way to
yes, we can in port we can keep the Guduchi. Only thing like we should provide some warm climate, like you should keep in indoor. With sunlight is must. So if we keep like near to the glass, so sunlight will be there, and also it gets warm climate. And water should be very less, because it's a stem having more water content. So water should be very less.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. And around 20 plus drugs in from around 5 families in the plant kingdom, and I think I always thank you for all the efforts and patience you took to share with our IS Kaish viewers. And I think all the participants will ever be grateful to you whenever they get a chance to identify these plans through your presentation, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have an announcement. As continuation of the clinical series by Dr. L. Mahadevan sir, the second series has been planned to commence from October 14 to 16 on the topic management of COVID-19 treatment principles and clinical experience. The will be conducted from Zoom application on October 14 to October 16 from 6 p.m. onwards. Registration 400. For the old participants, it is rupees 350. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you, participants, for your kind cooperation. Loga Samasta City of Bhavantu.